got some more car work to do. Once again, I got my lovely C4 and I got to get energized up because it is really freaking hot out here. It's like 105, 107, something like that. Anyway, I'm all alone on the camera today. I don't got my buddy recording for me, so I'll do the best that I can. But today we're going to be working on the 328 once again, the 2011, and we're going to be doing the oil filter housing gasket. Now, if you got one of these leaking, well, actually, let me show you what you're supposed to look for when it's leaking. Oh, C4 is amazing. Okay, let's flip the screen around here. And I'm going to turn on my light. Here's your oil filter housing gasket on the BMW. Y'all see all that oil, all that stuff that's over here. What happens is when it starts leaking, it goes down onto your belt, causes your belt to skip, all kinds of other issues. Sometimes the oil can go into the alternator. It is just not a good look. So we're going to replace that today. We got a mall gasket. I've used this, I don't know how you say it, mall, whatever. I've used this gasket before. It works amazing. We got our BMW bolts because you're supposed to replace them. Now they used to be aluminum, but now they have these steel ones. So this is kind of interesting. We got our BMW coolant, of course, only antifreeze that you want to put in the car, and it is non-diluted, so we got to dilute it. And I got this cool little adapter kit because this hose on the BMW is known to break when you release it for the first time. This thing literally is an engineer failure. So what we have to do this job, we have a variety of tools. We have our C4, and then we have a bunch of other tools and sockets. We got a ratchet, we got the drill, we got a bunch of distilled water because we need to flush the system. We got brake clean to clean it. We got a bucket of tap water to rinse out the system, and that's about it. So we are going to get ready and going on this job here. And the first thing that we want to do is we need to drain the coolant. We got to get the coolant out because when you release this piece, it could possibly mix your coolant with your oil, and that is bad. So we're not going to do that. So we're going to start off from the bottom of the engine. Let me flip this around. We're going to start off from the bottom of the engine. We got to take the skid plate off and then get ready to drain the system. Drain the system is the first step. So, oh, actually, no. The first step is we got to go and disconnect. We got to go and disconnect the battery. You want to disconnect the battery. We're working around the alternator. There could be live power. So let's go back there and do it. Oh, and one more thing. Last time when I was working on the car, on my BMW, there is a lock feature in the trunk. So I closed the trunk because I didn't want sand and stuff getting in it overnight. But what ended up happening on this one is there is no lock feature. So I wasn't locked out of the car, but I was locked out of the trunk, which was disconnected from the battery. So yeah, don't do that. That was a big, big mistake. I will show you something that saved me though. This thing right here was a game changer. My roommate had this thing, and if you don't know what this is a jumper pack. Cool little jumper pack, provides power to the battery, which is very nice. And on BMWs, I don't know if it's like this on all cars, but BMWs, we have our charge port right here, our jump spot right here for the power, and we have our ground right here. So you can actually turn the car electricity on through underneath the hood instead of most cars where you have to hit it from the battery. So let's go out to the battery. It's a 10 millimeter. We're gonna dive right into this stuff here. I want some more of my C4. Oh my gosh, the C4 is so good in this weather. I'm not sponsored by them, but I should be. I drink a lot of that every day. All right, so let's go to our trunk. Let's go to our trunk. Now our battery is located. Hold on, why isn't it popping? There we go. Our battery is located in here behind this little guy, and it is a 10 millimeter, just a quick 10 millimeter, and you just want to break it loose. You don't really want to use a drill because you can actually mess up the plug a little bit if you spin it around too much. Holy shit, it's hot. Damn, the bumper is burning hot. I might have just burned myself. All right, so we're gonna take this, we're gonna disconnect this cable, and we want to get it off of the power grid. So we put it over here, and this holds it. Now we have no power. There's no chance of shorting anything out on the car. All right, so now that we got the car supported up in the air, what we want to do now is we want to get a nice little 8 millimeter. Where is my 8 millimeter? I brought it over here. You want a little 8 millimeter on our drill, and I'm going to take you with me underneath the car because we have to get the skid plate off. What did I do with the 8 millimeter? There we go. This will make it a lot easier too. It's a little bit greasy, so it's kind of a pain in the ass, and I'm going to try to get the shot as best as I can, but I will stay with everybody because I'm that committed. Hold on one second. We got to get our light though. And I'll try to turn it on me while I'm doing this, and hopefully y'all can let me know how the reception is. I do believe it's gotten a lot better. Sometimes we got some reception issues in this carport spot. It likes to block signals, but here, give me 1 second. And we are going back underneath the car. Holy crap, everything is hot. All right, so we are back underneath the car and we're about to get greasy. All right, you want to start from the back and work your way up. They're 8 millimeters. You can just drop them down on the ground. Just make sure that you do not lose them because they could puncture your tires. So you just don't want to do that. I know people that have done that before. Shops get a little lazy. They leave some bolts on the ground and oops, and that does not work out very well. There's quite a few of bolts in here. Luckily, we just did the oil pan. I mean, not the oil pan. We just did the valve cover gasket. Hold on, let me get this guy. We just did the valve cover gasket on this guy, so there shouldn't be any leaking anymore from the bottom, or else I would have had oil all up in my face by now. And now we can get further out from the car. I'll try to keep this focused on me here. We got a couple more. I should have put on gloves, but oh well. You win some, you lose some. Let's go. Where is everybody from that's watching the stream? I am in Las Vegas, Nevada. I like to have interaction with everybody because I talk a lot. But it's usually good stuff. You'll learn a lot. I've been a mechanic for 30 years. Every once in a while I forget stuff, but we all do. So, but I got a lot of experience. I've done a lot of cars. All right. And if you're brand new joining, I do DIYs and cool entertainment because sometimes I'm funny. Not all the time though. It depends. Depends how hot it is. If it's 120 degrees, it's probably not going to be that funny. All right, so we got our skid plate off, and of course we have another one that's blocking us. It appears we have another some sort of leak down here. It looks like an oil leak. Looks like more things on this car are leaking. My friend will be extremely happy to know that. All right. Actually, I should get some gloves though, because it's starting to get a little bit dirty. This guy comes off of here. You just got to kind of unhook it like that. We want to get those out of the way. All these screws are the same size, so we can just take these little tray pieces for later. Now, what we want to do now, well, we want to do two things. we want to drain the radiator. That is extremely important. Sometimes the little plug breaks, but we want to get the coolant at a lower level than the job that we're doing, so we don't mix the oil with the coolant. That would be bad. So let's come back up here. The drain plug on the bottom of the radiator is a Phillips. So hopefully this guy right here is gonna do what I need. And we're gonna bring the bucket. We're gonna come back down. It's actually a lot cooler down here. And I'm gonna grab my C4 again. I don't shut up. Y'all watching my stream, welcome. And yeah, talk a lot. It's all good. You ready to learn? I'll save you thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars with the stuff I'm showing here. All right. Let's go at the bottom. And we're gonna drain our coolant. Hold on, let me get a better angle. Let me get a better angle here. Let me bring this down. South Carolina, welcome. What time is it where I'm at? I think it's about 5 o'clock. How about, I'm not sure exactly what it says. Yeah, it's about 5 o'clock. When it gets around 6, that's when it starts getting a little bit cooler here. I'm in Vegas. It's like 110 degrees. That's the reason I got my shirt off. So hopefully we can just break this guy. I don't know, man. Oh yeah, she's turning. Actually, you know what? I need a big straight slot screwdriver. I need the big straight slot instead. You don't want to break this this drain plug that's right here. Here we go. Now she's spinning. And you don't want to have your face right in front of it either, because you could get yourself doused with all kinds of hot coolant, and that would not be very good. All right, she's starting to come out. Here we go. Maybe I should have a bigger container. Come on, baby. Let's just get this thing out. And there we go. And we have a partial release. Now we got to go up top. And we want to release the pressure by opening up our reservoir. So we're going to flip this over. 8:30, 8:40. 8:40 p.m., right? It's dark. 1:40. Where are you at? 1:40. Here we go. So now we gotta open our overflow. We don't want to drop that. Let's get our little display thing off of here. We want to open our overflow, and this is going to release the pressure. See, there we go. It's releasing the pressure in the system so that we can get the whole drain. The car is pissing right now. Now the reason I'm draining this, let me show y'all. This should never be. Y'all see the problem with this? You see how green that is? There should never be green coolant coming out of a BMW. Never green coolant in the BMW. That is a no-no. It is supposed to be blue. Blue and blue only. Blue like the sea. Not green like, I mean, not really pee, but you know. We want to drain all that out of the system and get ready to put the blue back in. That's part of the reason that I'm doing this. And it's not too hot because the car hasn't been running too much. Yeah, we want to get all that out. So we're just going to let that run. We're going to let that run. We got this guy working. Now, before we do our oil filter gasket, we got to start removing all this stuff. So we got to get this piece out of here. We got to get the fan out of here. We got to take off the accessory belt, and then we're going to unbolt this hose and disconnect our upper radiator hose. And then I'll show you how to get the bolts on here. The one back here is a little bit tricky. Let me show you a little shot of what you have to do. There's 3 bolts, and the one back there is freaking tricky to get. You can barely even see it. You have to bring like an extension in there carefully and wind your fingers to get that last one. The front 2 shouldn't be too difficult. So let's start taking apart the top pieces. I'm gonna set my flashlight. I'm gonna get, hold on, I'm gonna put some gloves on because my hands are already starting to get dirty. Do I know this flag? I can't even barely see on my screen. Not sure exactly. What is it? I'm old. My eyes ain't that good anymore. I really see like a dot. I really see a dot. What kind of flag is it, Warrior Games? I really can't see it. Algeria. Oh, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoy this stream. You will learn a lot, especially if you got a BMW 3 Series. This will work for a BMW 2006 to 2013, basically. They all have the oil filter gasket, and it all leaks. And if you take it to a dealership or even an indie shop, you're going to pay, I would say, at least $400 or $500 to get this done. $400 or $500. But I'm going to show you how to do it, and step by step. And if you learn something, I'm happy, glad to share. That C4 is amazing. All right, time to put some gloves on. Oh shit, that thing's almost overfilling. I need to find something to catch. I need another cup. We're about to have a explosion. Not explosion, but it's about to pass my container here, which I'm draining. I don't know if these little containers are gonna work, but I'm gonna try. This is sucking. I probably should have brought one more of these. Hold on, y'all. I gotta look around the yard real quick before I cause a massive flood in the garage. There's gotta be something I can use. Ah, I found it. Hopefully the car's high enough. I got a big bucket. I got a big bucket out of here. It's an emergency bucket. We are on a time limit. This shit's about to go all over the ground. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I got the bucket and it's literally just right to the top and it's stopping. All right. So we're pretty good now. Don't know. Oh, there's my cap too. All right. We're pretty good. So we got the system drained. And now let's start pulling the stuff off the top that we need to start doing this. I'm gonna set the camera up here as best as I can while I work, and tell me if this is a pretty decent shot. I do drink a lot of water. I got a half a gallon of alkaline water here right now, but I also got the C4 because I need that, just that little push, that little extra push, so I don't pass out, and I keep my energy up for this job, man. It's 112 degrees right now. It's crazy. You with ice? Yeah, I got ice and water. I got ice, water. Hold on. I got ice, water. I got more C4 though, so we got to finish the C4 first before we start the hydration. But I got half a gallon of alkaline right now, so we're good. Whenever I get thirsty, I'll just grab some more. All right, so the next thing that we want to do here, I'm gonna bring this down a little bit, and we have, I believe it's a T20 that pulls this right here. Let me put on my gloves. Let me put on my work gloves here. These gloves get all nasty and sticky because it's so freaking hot outside, but I don't want to get my clothes all, like my hands all freaking dirty. This is a kind of a dirty job, this one especially. All right, so let's get that 20. Where is our T20 at? I need my T20. Let's see, maybe a 25 will work. Nope. All right, we gotta find the T20, y'all. We gotta find the T20. All right, now we gotta walk. I gotta look for my T20 real quick. I thought I had all the tools ready for this stream, and there she is. I got her. If you're like me, you know where like every single tool that you have, and you keep good track of it. I try to keep mine clean all the time, organized, because you never know. You never know what tool you're gonna need and when. All right, let's go. All right, so now we're just gonna pull our top piece here. This little top piece is two T20s. And we're gonna put our screws over here in the corner. There's not a lot of screws. There's not a lot of screws that are on here. But I don't know. Can you guys see what the hell I'm doing? You can't really see what I'm doing, can you? Hold on, let me try something else here. Maybe, you know what? I got an idea. I'm gonna bring one of these buckets and put it so we have like a little bit higher range so you can see what I'm doing, and then I'll put the camera on me. That way you can actually get something out of this stream. All right, let's try this. Let's try this. Can y'all see now what I'm doing? There we go. Now you can see. Okay. All right. So now that we got the two bolts out of this, we want to just unhook this guy from our piece. It's pretty easy. Just kind of pull it out. Give us some room. Boom. All right, next we have, so we got to do a couple things. We have to disconnect. Let me see, I'm going to take y'all with me over here. We have to disconnect a couple things. So we're going to bring it back over here. You don't let anyone use my tool. Yeah, neither do I. I mean, I don't really mind, but a lot of times that people are not going to treat your tools the way you do. And that's the difference. My tools is my life. Like, I work on cars, I paint cars, I rebuild cars, and my tools are very important. So I try to keep them all organized, keep them clean. And I don't mind lending tools as long as there's somebody that's actually going to return them. That is the thing. All right, so let's get back. We are going back on the screen here. So here's the next thing that we want to do. You want to be really careful with this, by the way, because you break this and you're going to have to buy another part. And these things break all the time. So I'm going to set this guy up here. Make sure we got a good, stable spot. Yeah, I like DeWalt. You know what? I've had really good luck with the Milwaukees too. The Milwaukees, like the drills, were a game changer. All right, so these ones, you got to be really careful, and you just kind of wiggle them out of their holder. They're really, if you break this line, you got to buy a whole new one. It's like, I don't know, $50 or something like that. This one is a little bit of a bitch to do. You want to kind of get it with two pick tools. Sometimes it works really good with a flathead screwdriver. So you got to come in here you got to release one of the tabs because it's really hard to get your finger in there. And then you release this tab too at the same time. And then you pull this guy. This one's a little bit of a bitch. We got the one on the bottom, but see? Now, if that doesn't work, you come in here with that. You put the pick tool in there. Now you just game the system. Now you get this guy, and now it'll come off. Boom. Now you got your power out of the way. Alrighty. Now we just gonna unwind our power, get this guy out of the way. I think it's time that we disconnect our overflow hose. And once again, you want to be really careful, don't break it, but there shouldn't be any stuff in the system. So you're just gonna come over here with a pick tool, you're gonna pull up just a little bit like that, and you're gonna wiggle this guy off. Boom. Now we can get this out of the way because you can see this guy breaks and these things break all the time. And now we gotta get this, holy shit. Oh, there, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? I didn't even pull up and this broke off of our radiator hose. So now, in order to finish this job, once I do this, I'm not even gonna be able to bleed the system or anything because now we have a giant hole, giant vacuum in the system. So now I need a new radiator hose. BMW, don't go to O'Reilly's and get one or else you're gonna cause yourself a big headache. So yeah, gotta call my friend and tell her the bill got larger. But it's all good, shit happens. So now we got this one. In order to get the radiator fan out of the way, there's usually a couple little Torx bolts holding it in on the top. See, there's one right here. I think that's a T25 too. This one right here. There's a T25 that has to be released. And we got to get the bolt for the oil cooler at the bottom. And that one's going to be fun. But let's work on the T25 first. Let's get that guy first. Let me see here. Where is my T25? These little Torx sockets are a lifesaver. I lose them all the time though. They're small. They disappear all the time. But they are a game changer. So let me put this back on. Let me put this back on a somewhat decent viewing angle here. I'm gonna bring it down. I don't know. Can you see where my fingers are going? There we go. Boom. So let's get this T25 out of here. And I think there's one more on the other side, but now we got to work on getting that upper radiator hose, and hopefully the hose, I'm not even going to manifest that. Let's just say all the hoses disconnect perfectly, and that's what we need. Okay, we got this one. I think there's one more. You know what? I don't even think there is one more. So now we got to go underneath the car. Before we pull the intake, we got to go underneath the car and pull the oil cooler. So well, not pull the oil cooler. We're going to pull the bolt holding the oil cooler to the radiator fan. Y'all see how close? Check how close the radiator fluid was going to overflow our pan. Hold on. Let me see if I can switch this here. Damn it. This thing, look at this. It's literally like right at the top, right when I thought there was an emergency. So, all right, so we're gonna move this guy out of the way. It's actually not too bad. Not too bad. Hold on one second, y'all. So we're gonna move this out of the way. Just kind of careful. We wanna keep the mess down to a minimum. Y'all, look at that. Look at green fluid. What was people thinking? Do not put green fluid in your BMW. All right. Now, I believe it's it could be a T27, so we'll bring the 27. We can bring this guy, and we're gonna bring the drill because it's gonna be a lot easier to get this guy out and we're going to go back down on our, we got to go back underneath on our freaking, where's the creeper. We got to go back down on the creeper here, because this make sure you have one of these when you're doing this. Sorry about the camera moving around. I'm trying to keep this as still as possible here. Let me switch it around a little bit. Let me get it off the liquid moly, and we're back. All right. Woo, shit. I got coolant in my ear. Coolant in my ear. So there is the I almost got coolant in my eye. That was awesome. I'm gonna keep my face away from the drip. Yeah, it's a T25, and it's right here. Whew. That shit, I probably should put the cork back in there, because that thing is literally just leaking on my face. Now it wants to leak more. Hold on, let me grab that cork. Let me grab that radiator cork. There we go. I want to put that back in temporarily. Let's get that guy back in there just a little bit so we don't drip all over my eyes. Coolant burns, y'all. You ever had it in your eyes? It sucks. All right. So we're getting this T25 out of the oil cooler, and now, yeah, I don't know if I can get you the shot, but because it's really hard to get the camera down here, but now the oil cooler is released. You can hear it's loose. It's released from our radiator, and now we can get ready to pull our radiator fan. So let's go back up top. Now that we got that done, we're getting pretty close. We're getting pretty close. Well, we're not getting that close, but we're getting fairly, we're making moves. So now, let me see here. I'm gonna bring this over on the bucket again, and we're back over here. So now, our next thing that we wanna do is we wanna get our 10 millimeter and take off. I'm looking for the 10 millimeter. Where'd it go? I found it. All right. We want to take off the two 10s that are holding our intake box off. Hold on. There we go. Our air intake box is held in with two 10s. And there's your MAF sensor in the back, which we got to disconnect with a pick tool. And then I also need a 6 millimeter. We got to go looking for another tool. It's a 6 millimeter for the clamp. Give me 1 second. There we go. 6 millimeter. The 6 millimeter for the clamp for the air box. And it's a little pain in the ass to get to, but let me see if I can put it on what I'm doing. This is a really hard shot to get, and now the ground is extremely wet with coolant. Let me bring this down over here. This guy right here. All right, so I want to get my first thing that we want to do is get this vacuum line out of the way. You want to be really careful that we don't break it. This thing's really easy to break. I've broken these a couple times. I think this one comes off fairly easy though. Maybe not. I've worked on a lot of BMWs. Sometimes these guys are easy, sometimes not so easy. You can get pick tools on both sides that just kind of carefully wiggle it. This one is definitely providing a pretty decent seal. This one really doesn't want to come off. You want to try not to break this, because this is important vacuum line. I can barely see what I'm doing here. Let's get this light is that's all right. This vacuum line is really... Damn, man. This vacuum line does not want to come off. Come on, bitch. Let's go. Wow. The seal is just crazy on this thing. All right. I am going to pause on that one. And we're going to disconnect. You want like a long extension. A long extension with your 6mm right here. And here we go. Go down to that clamp like that. Now that our clamp is loose, now we can just go in with our pick tool. Let's see, we want to get the curled pick tool, and we can lift up a tab right here carefully and disconnect our MAF. There we go. Boom. Now what you can do with this air box is you can just wiggle this air box back and forth carefully, just like that, and then boom, she's out of the way. All right, we are making tracks. That vacuum line is really giving me a lot of pain in the ass. Sometimes they're more difficult than others, and this one is definitely fun. All right, let me switch the camera because this is what we're doing next. So we have, hold on, switch the camera, here we go. So we have everything out of the way. The next thing that we can do is carefully remove our radiator hose. Hopefully, we don't want this hose to break. This hose is a BI itch to replace because it goes all the way back to the firewall. I have a video on it, but it is real pain. So we're just gonna pull up on this to unlock our hose, and hopefully, and that's okay, we can put that back on. Hopefully we can just get these guys off and slowly lever them off. It's gonna be kind of hard with one hand, but let me see what I can do. Not gonna do it with one hand. So I'm gonna let me set the camera over here, right here. So I wanna lever this carefully. Let's see how easy it comes out. That guy is on there. So we're gonna carefully go over here. We don't want to break the radiator though. And it's really easy because it's plastic. Man, what is going on? It doesn't matter about this hose. She's coming a little bit. Wow. This thing is really on here. Come on, baby. It's coming. Wow, this one is freaking sealed. Let's not break our freaking hands here. Oh, fuck me. Oh, son of a bitch. Well, that's that. Wow, man. This is, well, we got to add a new radiator to the list. That wasn't supposed to break. Wow. Yeah, we gotta put a new parts list on. This is wild. That was supposed to not. There's no way that you can. It says, how long have you been doing machine work? About 30 years. I'm mid 40s, and I've been working on my car since I've been working on cars since I was about 14. Wow. You know, that was not supposed to happen. Like, it was actually starting to go, but there's nothing that I could do to like wiggle it out. Like, I was on the radiator piece. I had a feeling that something else was gonna break because you see how easy the nipple that is going to the overflow just snapped right off. So, wow, yeah, that sucks. But you know what? The chick I'm doing it for, she's really cool. So I just have to let her know straight up what happened. I'm always honest. I gotta let her know what happened. Like, hey, we gotta get a new radiator, and we gotta get a new radiator hose, and Like the whole cooling system needs an overhaul because it hasn't been done. It hasn't been done, so it's all good. If we dwell on it, then we'll just start thinking about it, and I'll start drinking beers. So we'll just keep going. It's I mean, I guess it makes it easier, right? At least we don't have the bottom one breaking, and now we have a way to fill up the system for the drain. Hopefully, the one comes off our oil filter housing easier. There's no way to really get it off. Once you get that line off, it's supposed to just wiggle itself somewhat off of there, and you just be really careful. So we got to get this guy off. Boom, it goes to its lock position, and then first we'll try pulling it. It's got a pretty good, this is metal, man, this ain't gonna break, so we're gonna carefully squeeze this guy off. Come on, baby. There we go. See, and that one, that's the way it was supposed to go. That's the way that was supposed to go. It was not supposed to do this. That really sucked. But as long as we want to just make sure that this comes off of our radiator hose, because that is really important. This is the one that we want to come off the right way. Man, these things are just not, sometimes mechanic stuff does not cooperate with you, and you never know what you're going to run into. All right, so we just want this guy to come off fairly easily, like that. See, that's good. That's good. We mitigated the issue. Now we just have to shit, I'm going to have to do another live on replacing the radiator. All right. So now we got this. We still got to get the radiator fan out. But what's really good is I can show y'all where the clips are. So besides our busted radiator, which I'm not happy about, here is our clip for our fan. And you're going to pull this out. You're going to lever this out, and it's going to give it enough space to start pulling up the fan. And there's one on both sides. There's one on both sides over here. See that? Well, actually, no. You see, that one is just in the track. That's just in the track. So we should be able to just pull on the other one and pull up the radiator fan. So let's just do that now. I'm gonna try to get the best shot I can for y'all. I'm gonna put this, hold on one second. I'm gonna put this right here. And you just wanna be real careful. We don't need anything else breaking, but you know what? I wasn't surprised. The coolant system hasn't been maintained properly. Whoever put green coolant in the thing has not replaced the radiator hoses in like 14 years or something. That's a good sign of them not knowing what they're doing. So we're just gonna pull out on the tab and lift up carefully and slide our fan out of here. We got one little tab to kind of work around, and boom. At least we got a good radiator fan with no damage, y'all. We're gonna find positives in this situation. We're not gonna focus on the negatives. We'll just keep moving on. All right, so now we got the fan out of the way. So the next thing that we're gonna wanna do, first let me get my light. Here's the next fun one. So because we're pulling this filter housing, we want to get our belt off, because look at, y'all see that belt? The belt is actually, can you see that? The belt is actually sliding off of our tensioner. That's supposed to be on the middle, and I didn't do that. I haven't messed with anything on this over here. So it's actually really lucky that we're doing this work right now, because we can adjust the belt. So that's the next thing that we want to do, is we want this is the tool that you're going to need for this, your T60 socket, and it's pretty easy. All we're going to do is put it on, let's see, make sure we're on tightening tightening, and we're going to put it in. Let me see here. Let me get a better shot because this light is not really doing it. Can y'all see this? This is like kind of important step. Bear with me. Let's get this over here. There we go. Y'all see that? Can you see that? Okay, there, now you can see it. All right, so we want to put our T60 in this little groove here, and then I use a jack handle from I use a bright red jack handle. That's my favorite to go to as soon as I find what I did with it. This is like my cheater bar. I've been using these for years. If you don't feel like just digging out the tool for your breaker bar, you can just do this. And then what we're gonna do, number one, pay attention to your orientation of your belts. That is extremely important. Take a look and see how the belts route, how it goes around the alternator, underneath the pulley, up and around the AC compressor, the pulleys, everything. This is really important because you're going to be struggling to put the belt back on if you take it off and you can't remember how it went. So that is very, very important. All right, so let's set the bar. Let's set the camera over here. Let's set this guy right about here. And now we're just going to put the breaker bar on. We're going to tilt forward just a little bit, all the way until it loosens, and we're just going to pull it off of our pulley just a little bit. Boom, now we're off. We're completely off. And there we go. And actually, I mean, I'm on the fence. I really don't want to pull the pulley out of the way, but at the same time, it will get our, it is going to get our belt wet, and we don't want that. But I do want to kind of, I don't know, I might just put like a plastic bag or something right here. But we shouldn't have too much coming out of here because we drained the system already. That was the important thing about draining it. So now I want my 10 millimeter, and we want to carefully do this. We want to break loose the two bolts for our upper hose here. These shouldn't be in too heavy. See, that one's nice and easy. This one's nice and easy too. There we go. Now the question is, see, this piece right here is known for braking. This piece is known for braking. So I have the kit to replace it with an aluminum piece, because chances are, I would say there's a 70% chance that this is going to just disintegrate when I pull it out. And judging on the rest of the cooling system, I am not going to doubt that this thing is literally just going to fall apart. This is wild and crazy. Here we go. Let's get these two bolts out of here. What y'all think in the comments? You think this thing's going to fall apart? I would go the over and under that this thing is guaranteed going to fall apart, but maybe not. Well, it's already falling apart. Y'all see that? Y'all see that piece that broke off? You see that piece that broke off? That is definitely dead. That guy is 100% dead, just like I thought. We're really lucky, but I bet you if I squeeze this thing would actually probably break. We might be able to reuse the gasket. It depends on the one that came in the kit. But here's the kit that I bought. And this is just one of those really cool fixes. We're going to replace that plastic nipple with an aluminum one. I'll put a link to all these parts in the bottom of the description when I'm done filming. It's all stuff that I use and I trust. But this one's pretty cool, and it's just going to slide on with our hose clamp, and this should provide, we can do a quick test fit to make sure this guy fits. See that? That's without the gasket. It fits nice and smooth, so we know that once we put that our brand new seal on here, this guy should be good to go. This guy should be good to go. We put this guy on here, and it's ready to go. So let us continue on. All right, so let's get this out of the way. So now comes the fun. Now comes the fun part. So first we want to get, let me put this over here. First we want to get our oil filter cap off. And let me see here. We have our oil filter wrench tool right here. I'll put a link to that as well. You need this special BMW tool. This one is a little bit loose, but it still works. It still works. And we're just going to release our oil filter. I want to get this out of the way. And I probably should have just brought, you know what? I could put like a rag on top. Honestly, there's not even one drop of coolant on our belt. So we did a great job with our bleeding procedure. That was the whole point, to keep it from getting messy. Now we did put brand new oil in this brand new filter. This guy's already wanting to pop off. Here we go. Let's get these. Look at that brand new oil right there. That's liquid moly for you. That's the good stuff. And we got the BMW filter. And you just take this and just lock it. Boom. And it locks. So we're going to leave it like that. And our last 3 bolts. First we want to take a little pick tool. These are sometimes a pain to get, so you want to get this vanity cover out of the way. I already removed the screws to get it out of the way. We want a little bit more room. Now we got everything exposed. We might be able to use this guy. What you want to do is you want to just carefully press these guys in and then pull them without, there we go, just like that, boom. She's out of the way. We just want these out of the way. These are easy to connect later. Now we got 3 bolts to get this oil filter gasket housing out of the way. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So it's an E10. The first ones are fairly easy. So we're going to just take this right here and we're going to just break these loose. Ooh, these things are in tight too, man. All right, that's one. This is the second one. Once again, and make sure that you're actually loosening, not tightening. It's really easy to get mixed up, especially when you've had a long day. There we go. Break this guy loose. It's just kind of awkward because it's going the opposite direction, so you think. Now the last one, y'all, the last one's going to be fun. It's not too bad, but there's a trick to it. And you got to know the trick to be able to get in there. All right. So the last one we got is we're going to need this guy right here. We need this little itty bitty wobble extension. Let me put this on the thing. Obviously, I bought this at Harbor Freight. I just got this today. This is what you're going to need for the last bolt, because I'm telling you, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to get to. So you're going to put the wobble extension. Hold on one second. Let me set this down. You're going to put the wobble extension on here, and we're going to try to put in, let's see here. We got a little 10. You need a little 10 right here. This little E-Tech Torx 10, just like this with a little ratchet. So let's go. All right, now this is the part I'm gonna try to get the shot. I'm gonna do my best. It's really hard to see. Let me show you the bolt first. Y'all see that bolt that's right there? That one that's hiding? That's your 3rd bolt. That's the one that's kind of a pain in the ass to get to. So there we go. There's a good shot of it. See that? You got to get this one. That is your bolt. So the way you do that, I'm going to put this up at an angle here. I wish I could zoom, but I don't think I can with the live stream or whatever. So it's all gravy. Let me get the little wrench. Once again, make sure you're loosening and you're gonna wind this guy up and around to our bolt with your hand in there until it locks. And now we're gonna try to break this guy loose. It is in there pretty freaking tight. Wow. All right, I need a, let's see here. That guy is in there. Remember, these are 16 foot-pounds. So we're gonna use a wrench. We're gonna use a wrench. Hold on one second, y'all. We're gonna use a wrench. You can use a wrench on this guy, and we want that angle to break this guy loose without, there we go. Y'all see that? We cracked it. We cracked it. Now it's gonna come out. Now that the hard part is over. Getting it back in is kind of fun too, but the hard part is over. And you don't want to drop this bolt either. That's another thing. So let's get this guy. It's just a kind of an awkward angle. And now would be a good time to have a magnet ready. See this, it barely wants to spin just because the angle is just so weird. It's really easy to drop this guy too. Just kind of, I think this one is, it's almost out of there. This is our toughest one. It wants to, it doesn't want to spin at this angle. There we go. We don't want to break anything. Come on, baby. It's really hard to see too. Shit, I'm having a hard time lining it up with a lot of mechanic things is when you're visualizing what you're working on. Sometimes you can do it with just closing your eyes. There we go. This is our bolt. Don't drop it. Bring it through the hole. And there we go. There's our most difficult bolt. We can get all these other ones out of the way here. So let's get this guy. We got one more bolt. Just pay attention to the size bolt and where it came from, because they are different lengths, y'all. They are different lengths. It's kind of hard to mess up, but I mean, if you're doing this for the first time, you can tell that this bolt right here is obviously longer than this one. So you just want to kind of keep track of that. And then our bolt at the bottom is our shortest bolt. So now we're just going to get this guy out of here. Now once we remove this bolt, this oil filter housing is going to come right out. There's still a little bit of oil, so we want to have our container ready, or some sort of container to catch it. So let's go over here. Boom. There we go. And there's our shortest bolt. And if you look, that's our shortest bolt. You can compare it. It's kind of hard to get these mixed up, but I mean, people do. All right, so now this guy should just lift right up out of here. We can wiggle it. There we go. Get it up and out. And there is your oil filter housing. Now we're going to go over and get the gasket off. Let's not drip too much on the car. Oh shit, we're dripping all over the floor. Oh, I probably should have put a rag down or something like that. Hold on, bear with me. Yeah, we can clean it there. Beautiful oil though. Let's try to put this on a big rag. We need a big rag and we need a pick tool. Here we go. So let's bring this over here. And now what we want to do, well, I mean, there's just no, I'm going to just clean this up anyway. So put this on the rag. We're going to have to dump that out. And there, y'all, is your problem in most cars. This gasket leaks and it combines the water coming in with the oil. And that's how you get the water in the oil. So we just come in here, and a lot of times these gaskets are really brittle. They're very, very brittle. Sometimes you got to dig them out. Look at this. See, this guy is just, you don't want to damage the aluminum, but this guy is definitely brittle. See, it's already cracking. It's already starting to crack. There we go. Get it started. Then start just pulling it out. pull this guy out. This guy is definitely, these are not supposed to be hard, guys. Holy shit, see? Boom, it just broke. It just broke. This guy was just toast. This guy is toast. This thing is crispy. This thing is crispy. Y'all see this? Like, it's got a little bit of rubber. It's rubbery a little bit, but, and there we go. Now we have to just hit this really quickly. We want to get this track clean. Hopefully we didn't just drop a little itty bitty piece of rubber in there. Well, I think we did. Did we do? No, we didn't. Okay, cool. All right, so now we want to take our brake clean that we got here, parts cleaner. We'll come over here and we want to thoroughly clean the surface of this guy. And not eat it like I just did. Be careful on your levels of spraying, because this will spray you right in the mouth. Now I know what brake clean tastes like, guys, and it's not as good as my C4 I was drinking. All right, so now let's go back over here. We want to clean this surface. I just got a massive head rush too. It's definitely hot. Let me get another rag. I need another rag right here. We want to clean the mating surface of our oil filter housing. So we're going to bring this over here. Boom. Now we're looking at it. Looks nice and beautiful. And now we just want to spray it down with some brake clean. Wipe it down. Get the whole surface completely clean. Get all this clean while you can, you know, because you're already in here. So might as well make the engine as clean as possible. You can also kind of inspect what's going on in there while you got it open, because now you can actually see what's going on in your engine. Everything looks good though. We did the valve cover, so now there's that oil that's leaking is from previous. So now we got it all nice and clean. This guy's ready to go. And before we put this in, we want to put our brand new gasket. This is a mall gasket. Once again, I'll put the link at the end. I've used these a couple different times. I used it on my 3 Series. I put one in about 4 years ago, and it's still working beautiful. And it was like 26 bucks or something. You don't want to get the cheap Chinese one. Go with the real one. Oh, what is going on here? Is this the right one? Hold on 1 second here. What did they send me? You gotta be kidding me. Oh, wait a minute. That's how weird. I was like, what is this piece right here? Oh, shit. Well, there's our gasket. That's how different it looks when it's new. But see how rubbery this is? And see how like crusty and freaking hard this is? This thing is like blown up and just not cool. And there's only one way it can go in. So we'll just come down here, and you're just going to press it into the grooves. Boom, like this. Work it all the way in until this guy is worked all the way into all. Make sure you got it pressed in everywhere, because you could get leaks if you don't have it completely worked into the groove. You want to make sure that this guy is solid. It'll just slowly work itself down. You shouldn't have any high spots. Like this. This guy is good. Right here. This one is like, and y'all notice the difference? Like how that has a lip? That lip is going to create, that's your seal right there. And you see when I took this off, you see how flat that is? There was literally no seal left. Like it's gone. They get old and they don't seal anymore, and there's your issue. So now we're gonna have a brand new seal. We're gonna eliminate this issue, and let's get ready and put it back on the car. All right. And yeah, most of our oil is off. Now it's pretty self-explanatory how to put this guy back in, but we're going to just, hold on, let me get this adjusted. Let me get this adjusted here, back on. Okay, here we go. So, you're just going to bring this guy over. You're going to line it back up the same direction that it was. Going to bring it in. Make sure she lines up. And now we're going to do the same thing we did. And we're going to put the, oh shit, almost messed up. Almost messed up. We have our bolts right here. And I'm seeing that I'm missing 2 of the bolts that I need, which is not bueno. But we want to match up our bolts. So there's our bolt. It's pretty easy to get those mixed up. So let's just, we'll put this in as our holder here. Get this guy in. And we might actually have to do a little bit of a journey, y'all, because I think my other 2 bolts are in my room. They were supposed to put them all together, but they did not. So we have 2 more bolts, and I don't want to reuse those. Honestly, I don't want to reuse those. I don't feel good about that. When it says renew the bolts, that is the thing that you want to do is replace these guys. Let me put this on the wrench, get this guy ran down a little bit. And yeah, I think we're going to have to go inside really quickly here. I'm going to take you all in a journey to my room. Let me find my, where is my keys? There we go. All right, well, we're going to have to run. We're going to have to run to the room real quick because we're missing 2 of our bolts. So I guess we'll just stay live on it because y'all are patient and y'all been sitting with me the whole time. So we gotta at least finish this project as far as we can. I mean, we do have a broken radiator we have to fix now, and a couple other things, but we can at least get the oil filter housing gasket in there. And all right, bear with me, y'all. All right, we're back in and we're getting the bolts. We got the bolts. Let's go. All right, let me lock my door. Okay. All right. How's it going, Ari? All right, y'all. You said every time you say something could break, it breaks. I know, right? It's crazy. I'm not manifesting it. I'm really not manifesting it. Like when I barely pulled on that coolant pipe, it like the nipple, it literally fell off. This car, it had to have gotten hot before, and they did replace the valve cover. So they didn't do things right. If you watch my other live streams that I put up, I did a really lengthy live stream on replacing the valve cover. And when I was doing the spark plugs were practically glued into the engine. And some were loose to the point where I could just spin them with my fingers. And the other ones were so tight that I had to use a breaker bar to break loose, which is crazy, y'all. That is insane. That's never supposed to happen. All right, so we're back at the car. I'm gonna get these bolts in, and we're gonna do the torque specs, and I'll be able to show y'all like putting the kit, putting the adapter kit on the hose. And I don't think we can go too much further after that because I don't have a radiator. I got to dig that out. We got to go find that, and yeah, that sucks. But it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. All right, so we got our brand new bolts. Once again, I'll put the part number to the BMW bolts. And now we got to get we want to get the little one for the bottom. So let me, these are steel bolts. So I want to like manifest good things because we're not done with this. We're not done with this. I know I'm not having, man, I'll tell you, I've been working in cars for 25, 30 years, and I've never had a radiator break in that place before. That is insane. That thing was like glued on there. It almost feels like they sealed it with something, like put in some gasket sealer or something, or super glued that bitch on there. I don't know. It was wild. At least the oil filter gasket, let me switch this around. At least the oil filter gasket wasn't touched. So everything looks good. It looks original. It's not crazy bad. So now I'm gonna put our little short guy in over here. We don't want to have this too tight. This feels too tight. So let me loosen this up a little bit. We want to bring these in. Let's see here. Let's loosen this up. There we go. We want to make sure that all these spin freely before we start tightening them up. So you want to make sure this guy is like spinning. This is why on this one I would recommend doing this with a wrench or a ratchet instead of the drill, so you don't accidentally strip the bolt. Because you strip these bolts. Once again, we're not going to manifest shit, so I'm just gonna shut up and tighten this guy. We want to just bring it down. We just want to bring it down hand tight until we get like a little bit of resistance. Because remember, we got to put the fun one back in the back, and that one we want to have this be able to move around while we're putting that one in there. So you don't want to tighten this up too much. So it's starting to get a little bit, I'm gonna say like right there. We can still move it around a little bit. That is good. And now let's get our other bolt. Let's pull this guy out of here. Yeah, BMW was supposed to put these all together in like the same thing as like a kit, but they didn't do that. So all right, here's the fun one, y'all. Here we go again. We're gonna have nothing but good things that happen for this one. We're gonna bring you over here. I don't know if I can get you closer. I'm gonna try. Let me see if I get you a better shot, because this is like the money shot here, y'all. This is like really important. This is the money shot. We're gonna manifest amazing things, bro. This thing is gonna go in like beautifully. That's the power of manifestation. Sometimes I forget that shit. You could speak anything into existence, good or bad. So we're going to speak nothing but amazing things into existence here. This guy is going to work out perfectly. Whoo, shit. That was close. That was close. All right, y'all. So once again, we're going to get our fingers in there. We're going to try to like catch the bolt. This one is really, really going to be fun. All right. It might help with like some glue, but I'm going to just try to just carefully get this guy over here, direct it into our hole. There we go. Just like that. Now at least it's holding. Now it's holding. Now we can just get it to spin a little bit. And I think now I can slowly give it a little bit of twisting here. We want to make sure it doesn't give me any resistance. We're looking good. We are looking good. We're definitely on track. You can feel that it's not binding. You can feel that it's not binding on the back here. Now we're getting somewhere. Now this one's going to be hard to get the torque spec, but I'm gonna try. All right. Excellent. We manifested good things, and it worked. It worked. So now we're gonna bring these and just bring these hand tight, kind of just bring this down evenly until the thing is flush. And then we're gonna get ready to torque this guy, because this part is really important, y'all. This part is really important, because if you don't torque this right, you're gonna get leaks and you're gonna have to do it all over again. So this is super, super important. I have set my, where's she at here? I got this little inch-pound torque wrench, and your torque spec for this is 22 Newton meters or 16 foot-pounds. Foot-pounds say like a lot, but I mean, that's what the torque is. So let's do it. So I got it set 22 Newton meters. This guy is already set. My torque wrench is already set up to the top here. Where is it at? Where's my Newton meters? There we go. It's covered in grease. All the way at the top, 22 Newton meters. Ready to roll. And now, I'd say we do the one in the back, because that's the most difficult to get to. And 22 Newton meters is a bit of force, y'all. That is a bit of force. I looked it up, though. That's really what it is. All these oil filter housing gaskets this is what it is. You don't want them to leak, so you want it factory. You just want to make sure you keep your finger down here so it doesn't, because it wants to spin off. It wants to spin off, and you don't want to strip this, because you got that wobble extension on there. Here we go. We're getting there. Come on, baby. Come on, it's getting tight. Come on. Oops, slipped. Come on. Woo! 16 is tough, bro. Oh, come on. I want to break. Oh, man. Come on. Come on, baby. I don't know how tight this guy is, because... Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. I mean, I would say that is tight. It's going to be pretty hard to get the torque on this one with a wobble tip. 16 is... I'm going to say that's tight, y'all. I can't really get to it without having a sketchy level. We don't want it to wobble or anything. So now we can do the top ones. The top one should be easier. We're just going to take it till it clicks. Whew, these things are tight. Come on, baby. There we go. Hear that? Boom. That one's 16. Same with the bottom one. Same with the bottom one. Tight until you hear it click. There we go. 16. Everything is torqued to 16 on here. That's good. We can go ahead and put our oil filter and oil filter housing back in. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of oil and put it on this ring right here, and then we're going to screw it back in like this. And if I want, I can get my little adapter. Bear with me. I can get this little adapter right here. These little adapters are like amazing. Hold on. Trying to get this guy out. Everything's slick when you got oil on your hands. Bear with me. Gotta get this guy out here. We're just gonna use, so the cap is actually 25 Newton meters, but we're just going to, we're gonna do 22. 22 is fine. We can give it a little bit more of a turn. So we get the little adapter on there, and now we just twist until, there we go. That's good. Boom. Oil filters on there. And you can use a screwdriver to break this guy loose. You just give it a little bit of a leverage and pop it off. And now we got our oil filter. Oil filter's on. We come over here. You can snap this guy in now. Just press this in like that. Now we got our new housing gasket in there. I'm happy with the one in the back. I would like to try to get another spin, but it gets real. There's like no way to really get to it. The main thing is that it's you can tell down here that the seal is you can tell the seal is flush, so there shouldn't be any leaks. So the last thing that we can do before we get ready to close out this live stream is I'm going to show y'all how to do. I'm going to show you guys how to put on this adapter kit, because y'all see how broken this is. This is a major. This always happens with BMWs. And this shit's a little bit fun because you gotta like you kind of have to get this thing out of here without breaking the. Well, I mean, you could just kind of crunch it out. We'll see. I mean, all right. So let's just get this. You don't want to see, this guy is just. I think you can, because this guy is like straight freaking. There we go. Y'all see that? We pulled it out, and it literally broke the end. It broke the end right there. So, but now we can get it out. You want to be careful. You can kind of smash it. I think this thing will come out. If not, be real careful. Try not to puncture the hose. Hold on, y'all. Let me get a better view. Let me get a better shot of this, what I'm doing. Let's bring that light. And we want to just flip this. We want to flip this guy off of here. Oh, shit. Hold on. Well, that didn't work too good. That did not work too good. Hold on one second here. My camera did not like that. Oh, shit. Hold on. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Everybody, my gimbal just went crazy because I just dropped it right now. Here we go. Yeah, I do all kinds of DIYs, and I also do, I'm doing like entertainment car builds and stuff on here too. We got a brand new Genesis rebuild series. It really tested my skills. It was like 7 blown airbags, completely destroyed in the front, needed paint, everything, and we got that one up and running. Okay, so we got to try to break this out and pull this guy out of here. Because this is going to break anyway, because it's just kind of, you want to get all these pieces out too. You know what I'm going to do? Carefully, I'm going to do something. Now, be real careful when you do this. So what you can do is you can come in here and help it along, but make sure you keep the hose at an angle so you don't get the pieces in the. There we go. That way you don't want the pieces in the radiator hose, because now you got pieces. Come on, baby. This thing is strong. There we go. Let's just get all those pieces out. And now we're gonna get this band up and out of here for good, like this. Yeah, I'm on live stream right now. Okay, thank you. All right, so here we are. We got our hose. We got all our pieces. We got all our pieces out of the hose.
Stop your filming.
I'm live stream. I'm live. I'll move everything.
No, you fucking violated.
All right. So let me get our piece. let me get our piece right here, and we're going to take where's it at? We have a clip right here that comes right here. It comes down, and we're going to push this on just like this, and then we're just going to come in and we're going to tighten this. We're going to tighten this. I believe it's a 6mm, and there we go. I don't know if it's a 6mm. I think, well, it's definitely not an 8. So you tighten this with a 6mm, and whoo, shit, it is hot. I'm looking for the 6mm, y'all. I'm looking for the 6mm. Here we go, right here. This should be the size. This should be the size, and I think it's a 7. I think it's a 7. This is like an aftermarket clip, but y'all get the idea. We tighten this, and we're just gonna put this back in. You want to make sure it's lined up with your holes, and we're just gonna put a little oil on here and then press it in. But that's pretty much where we're at. Oh man, it's been an hour and a half. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I got a brake job coming up. We're going to be doing drilled and slotted rotors on this car in the next day or so. So besides that, I hope y'all got some good content, some good info and energy from this, and I will see you on the next live. Have a great day, y'all. Peace.